Hey, I hope everybody out there is doing well, and don't listen to him, it's far from over. We're only at the third bonus video. In this, we're going to quickly cover what happens when you've amassed a single loss for all of your people. I'll be back with commentary about the 255 second mark. Until then, please forgive me, but it had to be. Welcome back, I said welcome back, all my friends, once again to the place where we play Langrisser 2 to 100 proof again. It's completionist, that's the plan, that's the goal, that's my jam, and we're getting close, but we're not close enough, because I still have a few things I'd like to show off to you all. And this one is not the most pleasant thing, but again, just for the sake of seeing the other side of things, you know, what if scenario. What if all of our commanders had lost, or rather were defeated at least once across the course of this journey? Save for Elwin, because if he loses no matter what, it's going to be an automatic game over. So he's kind of forced into keeping a spotless record, you know? But everybody else, yeah, they're susceptible. And even just one loss on their record can dramatically affect the course of events in the epilogue. So we're about to find that out momentarily. Let me just skip past this really quickly. Once again, it's not going to show off the secret scenarios. Unfortunately, we don't know how well we did there. Yeah, I just waited until scenario 27 on an alternate save file. Okay, first up is Scott. And so far, nothing new. We've seen all this before. His father's very happy with his performance, as he should be. Performed exemplary. Or I will say his work was exemplary. Was that a better use of the word? Don't want the grammar police to come get me. They'll just find something else to put on me, I'm sure. Okay, so here we go. What's it looking like now? Scott, you have 149 wins and 1 loss. Scott, who had matured somewhat from these battles, returned to Salroth, where his parents awaited him. First mention of his mother, and even then only subtly, indirectly. Unable to shake the feeling that he was only half a man, he soon found himself journeying once again at his father's behest. 1 loss means that much? Really? When he returned to Salroth 3 years later, he found the town under attack by a horde of monsters, remnants from the war. Let me guess, he lost horribly, had his ass handed to him in a platter. Thanks to the selfless actions of Scott, who had grown into a full-fledged knight by that time, the town was safe, but damaged. Okay, victory, not a flawless one, but from this battle, he became the hero of Salroth, and finally succeeded in fulfilling his father's expectations of him. Okay, so that's still mostly good. Wasn't outstanding, but still not as bad as I was expecting it to be. You know, I thought it was going to be like, oh, his cat got ran over by a wagon at the same time. His wife left him for a demon lord who was his half-brother. Oh, Cherie. Okay, so all this is still the same. Okay, so their introductory dialogue seems like that's going to be intact, but it's the epilogue, the after the fact, what happened with them. That's what's up in the air. I'm just enjoying this music right now, don't mind me. I hope you are too. And I love how they timed the music perfectly for all the subtle shifts in the different cues. It always matches what's going on in the story, it seems. I didn't mention that last time because I was just so enraptured with it, but 302 wins, 1 loss. Unable to forget her single loss in battle, despite many great exploits, she fled the castle in pursuit of Elwyn within days of parting with him. I can't help shaking the fact. Oh, in Cherie's room was found a letter. It said that she went to train in order to become stronger. A search party was hastily formed to pursue her, to no avail. It's like they're trying to hint that there's something going on between those two. No, I'm just reading into it, I know I am. A short time later, a rumor emerged about a female fighter who had defeated a great dragon single-handedly, and she was discovered by the search party. I hope she saw who they were before she threw out her flash attack. Since her wounds have not yet healed, Cherie is being well behaved for the moment, but will probably escape from the castle again soon enough. Most definitely. By the way, she did lose to Bernhardt. That's what it took. I don't think anybody else in the game was strong enough to defeat her. Just FYI. So, gotta give her some credit. She's very powerful. Second only to Elwyn himself, I believe. So her ending as well was not too bad, but let's see what happens with Keith. I'm a little worried for him. I'm mostly worried for him, Aaron, and Hayne, and Lester. I feel like they're gonna get a short end of the stick. But maybe I'm just being paranoid. I'm sure Liana will be fine. Maybe her and Elwyn won't run off into the sunset together, but anyway, I'm not gonna make too many predictions. Let's just see how it plays out. So what is it, Keith? How did you do? 173 wins, 1 loss. They were expected to be the finest aero unit in all of Kalzoth, but they were unable to rise above mediocrity. 1 loss, people. 1 loss. After returning to the castle, he would constantly protect it during the many absences of the princess. He also worked night and day with the other soldiers to rebuild the damaged towns, and so Kalzoth soon began to return to its former glory, despite that blotch on his record. Afterwards, in order to make the world safer, he led an offensive to rid the land of the remaining monsters. Something tells me this isn't going to work out too well this time. While the results were not spectacular, Keith's unit succeeded in wiping out the monsters in the nearby areas. So, again, not as bad as it could have been. Now, next up, not this video probably, depending on how long it ends up, but next time we're going to see what it says when they receive multiple losses. That's when it's going to get really depressing. At least I'm expecting it to. And next up is Larna. Yeah, so she's not going to find the cure for the plague or whatever it was. I don't remember. I should. It wasn't that long ago, but again, the movement of time is hard to keep track these days. A day is a week is a day. Yeah, you take care. I have a feeling you're going to need it more than me. Because the game doesn't seem to like you people right now. There she goes, one loss. Sadly, Larna's mental anguish over harming innocent people while being manipulated by Bowser had not yet healed. So they're going to use that as an excuse for why she did poorly. In order to help alleviate her pain, she became a sister at the Great Temple of Light in the Stole. There she spent each day working towards the happiness of people. And one day a plague began sweeping across the continent, right on cue. Oh, what happened this time? The Stole, being no exception, was also exposed to the terrible plague. But thanks to Larna's tireless research, a curative potion was developed. Oh, no catch, really? No catch is the catch. Oh, the medicine was not perfect, causing serious side effects such as blindness. But because of it, the people were able to overcome the plague. Are you serious? May make you drowsy, sleepy, constant. Oh, if Larna had not been able to invent the medicine, it is believed that approximately half of the total population would have perished. Oh, okay. Because of her meritorious deed, the name of Sister Larna was known for generations to come. Yeah, I'll give her my eyes to live, without hesitation. So, could have been better, but could have been a whole lot worse. But you see how they just had to slip that in there? Just couldn't let her slide on by? No. Oh yeah, she cured him, but now they can't see. Thanks a lot. And it's Aaron's turn. I'm really worried for him, because he's an elder, you know, and everyone doesn't respect their elders, so what is going to happen to him? Is he going to become a laughingstock of the town? The town, I mean, are the children going to throw rotten fruit at him every day in his sleep? What's going to happen? Let's hope for something good. And by good, I mean not emotionally devastating. One loss, of course. Having returned to town, Aaron resumed his life of retirement. And then, Aaron, who was too lively to die yet, opened a fencing school for children, whom he was especially fond of. Wait for it. Wait for it. There he not only taught the art of swordsmanship and built up minds and bodies, he tried to cultivate sound hearts as well. Okay, notice they said tried. That might be the setup. On the side, he would retell his war stories, and the children enjoyed them greatly. Okay. So far, so good. One day, during practice with real swords, he was wounded by an overzealous pupil, causing his death. See? I called it. However, it is said that being able to die while surrounded by children, rather than on the battlefield, made him truly happy. And how would these people know this? What was that his last words? I am now truly happy. Brother. I mean, come on now. They just hamming it up here. Get out of here with that. Take it back, we don't want any. But it's okay. He was elder, he was up there. Probably older than you might at first think. Not that I presume to know what you think, but I don't know, I'm seeing him maybe in his 50s, 60s? He might be older than that. He looks a lot older in Langrisser, just based on his portrait. Again, the Super Famicom version. He looks like he's up there. Maybe more like 60s, 70s even. And next up is Lester. One loss. As Jessica had already become an adult, Lester began to search for a different way of life. Out of righteousness, whatever that may mean. His actions on the battlefield not being enough to satisfy him, together with his underlings, he returned to piracy and a life on the sea. Okay, now that's different, right? He didn't become a pirate again before, did he? Or maybe. However, he was perturbed about the existence of a huge pirate group that had laid waste to his area in the meantime. So, I think you know where this is going. His battle ability was clearly inferior, but he was not the kind of man to let something like that stop him. They're talking about Lester here? You're saying Lester was inferior? The Great War between the two pirate groups lasted for many years, but a conclusion was never reached. Come on, Lester was pretty tough now, give him some credit. However, due to the extended conflict, eventually both of the groups ran out of funds and disappeared. No more cashola, huh? That was the last that was heard of Lester's activities. Oh, okay. So maybe the last time somebody on the street asked you for change, it was him. Oh, Lester. Who hasn't had their share of hard times, though? Living that life. Man, according to this game, 1 may be the loneliest number after all. There's just no slack. Well, okay, the first few weren't too terrible. But then starting with Aaron, I think it's just going to go downhill. Though to be fair, Lester pretty much just went off the radar. Whereabouts unknown. I can think of worse fates to befall somebody. Can't you? Yeah, and speaking of worse fates, I don't know if it's going to be this one, but I've heard some things about what can happen to Hayne. But with one loss, with the fighting over, he left his home village and moved into Jessica's laboratory to be her apprentice in order to conduct magical research. But she saw his record and swiftly rejected him, despite the fact that she has lost too now. Hayne, who had recognized his own inexperience, studied various kinds of magic under Jessica. At one point he thought up a simple method of fortune telling using magic. Okay, that's pretty harmless, right? He would then do things like predict the following day's weather or look up healing remedies for people who were sick. Oh. Misprescribed, right? Because his success rate was high, he was revered by the people in his area. Okay. Eventually he used this skill to find an ancient royal treasure. He became very rich and lived an extravagant life. Okay, this is really different than last time. And so far, not so bad. Okay, that... Excuse me? So he got beat up and got rich as a result. How does that work again? Okay, I'm lost. Can anybody explain that to me? Why Hayne? Okay, I'm sure it's going to be much worse when he's lost a few more times. Not that I want it to be bad, but it seems kind of unfair. You know? Everybody else is drawing the short stick. Meanwhile, this guy, King Midas, and I'm just waiting for it. What's it gonna be, Jessica? How bad could the life of an ordinary woman be? About to find out. Witcher 1 loss. With the curtain finally fallen on the constant conflict over Langrisser, she was liberated from the fate of leading the Descendants of Light. Except not really, because Langrisser, well... Yeah, I'm not spoiling anything, am I? The other games. Unable to forget her single defeat, Jessica returned once more to her laboratory near Raw River to acquire more knowledge. Because knowledge is power, or so they like to say. She then wrote a book which compiled the results of her research, which soon became the standard for magicians everywhere. Kind of like, who was that in history? Madame Blavatsky or something? Anyway, as a result, Jessica's name spread throughout the land, and those who wished to study under her directly arrived constantly, even now. Although small, her rebuilt laboratory is known today as the Raw River School of Magic. So basically the same as before, but just with more details or different ones. Like the school didn't get a name last time, and that was supposed to be the good ending. But again, who defines what is good, what is bad? I guess I am right now. Maybe the game disagrees. Maybe the game thinks it's good for your character to lose every now and again. Yeah, we'll see. Oh, and now we go through them. I'm pretty sure their dialogue is not going to change, so we're going to skip ahead a bit. So what will become of Liana? Elwyn, thanks for all the things you've done for us. Because of you, happiness has once again returned to the land. I'm going to build an orphanage and take care of the war orphans from now on. Now that Langrisser and Alhazard are gone, there is nothing left for me, so I feel that this is the least I can do. There is another alternative, another possibility. So you're finally leaving. You're going back to the inn, right? I'll go with you for part of the way. Only part. When you return to this village someday, please make sure to come see me, alright? Take care. Okay, so since she lost one, it didn't come out and say that directly, but maybe she lost her faith in him a little bit. Returning to her home village, Liana started an orphanage for those who had lost their parents during the war. Or maybe she lost it in herself. This orphanage, which she had started as a charity enterprise, fell into financial trouble, and operating it became difficult. You don't say. Talk to Hayne, but a wealthy aristocrat, who may be Hayne, and had taken a liking to Liana some time ago, started financing it. If you're just listening and not watching this, no, it wasn't Hayne, and thus the orphanage developed into a learning center. Liana was able to save and teach many war orphans. Now what she taught them, they won't say. It is said that Liana finally accepted the many passionate proposals of the man. They were married and lived in happiness. Something tells me this wasn't Elwyn. Oh, maybe he ended up with Cherie then. Or neither, or nobody. Or somebody we didn't get to see. Just a quote-unquote common woman. But what does common really mean? Do we not all possess worth and value? And only 393 wins this time. Let's see if it changes anything with his dialogue. Probably not. And so it all became legend. But not quite as impressive of a legend, is it? Yeah, that's what a loss will do to your record. And apparently the course of your life. But don't take it to heart, guys. You can lose a game or two. It's fine. It may not come back to bite you this harshly. But it's going to get worse, because in the next bonus video, we're going to be looking at the worst epilogues. At least the worst that I know of. I'm only going to have a few losses on my record. I don't know if it gets really bad if you get double digits. I'm not going to go that far. But we're going to see either way. Thanks for joining me. Have a wonderful day. Take care of yourselves. Have a little fun. And hopefully, I'll see you soon.